Buying a home is always going to be one of the biggest investments you're going to make in your life. So that is why it is so important to go with a builder that you can trust and that is highly recommended. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly why we are here today to view one of the most outstanding communities in Central Florida, built by Pulte Homes. Let's begin. If this is your very first time on this YouTube channel, my name is Renzo Montiuti and I'm the team leader and founder of the Satori Group, a real estate group here in Central Florida. And on this channel, we go all over the state looking at new homes, resale homes, investment properties, informational videos. But really, we're here to be the #1 real estate resource for you, for anybody looking to move to Central Florida. Now today, my friends, we're gonna be touring a brand new construction home and also touring a little bit of the community here to give you a good understanding of what's going on in this area. Now the property behind me that we're gonna be touring is built by Pulte Homes. This is gonna be a property with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it had 2,958 square feet of under air living space with a 2-car garage. Now there's gonna be a ton of finishes that we're gonna be talking about, upgrades, structural design, but we're gonna be getting to that towards the end of the video. The name of this specific model is the Coral Grand. And if you're familiar with Pulte, or maybe you've already bought a home or you're interested in buying a house, the Coral Grand has to be one of the most popular models that Pulte has to offer. And that's why we're gonna tour today to show you guys. Now, before we step inside, I wanna make sure you guys have an amazing understanding of where we are located. I believe knowledge is a precursor to experience. So the more knowledge you have about this house and area, the better experience you're gonna have watching this video. So first and foremost, we are in Apopka, Florida. We are only 30 minutes away from downtown Orlando. We're about 30 to 40 minutes away from the Orlando International Airport. So if there is anybody who travels a lot for work, or you like to go on vacation to South America or Europe, you're gonna have easy access. Now, a little bit more locally here in Apopka, Florida, one of the biggest reasons why there's so much new construction going on is because there is gonna be a brand new development called Wyld Oaks that is literally gonna be walking distance to this community. Now, Wyld Oaks is a $1.2 billion investment project that has currently already broke ground. You're gonna have over 200,000 square feet of retail space. You're gonna have 3,000 to 4,000 residential properties. You're gonna have a hospital. You're gonna have some more lifestyle shops, tons of mom and pop restaurants. And the way I picture it, it's gonna be very similar to different areas, similar to what happened in Winter Garden, in Winter Park, and also in Lake Nona. So this is gonna be kind of the next up and coming area here in Central Florida. And that's why it's so good to look at communities that are very close by, because once that's finished being built, these property values are gonna rise with all the new developments that are going on. So they're actually building a tunnel under the main highway here that is gonna take you directly to the community. On a grander scale, if you're somebody who loves going to the beach, we're gonna be an hour away from New Smyrna, Daytona Beach. If you're anything like me, on certain weekends, I just like to go ground yourself a little bit and spend a beautiful day at the beach. And one of the cool things is you can actually park your car on the beach and spend the whole day there, camp out, and have a whole thing. Tampa, Florida is gonna be an hour and a half from this community as well. So if you wanna head over to the West Coast, go to a Tampa Bay Rays game, you can do so. Miami, Florida is gonna be about 3.5 to 4 hours away. If you wanna go to Disney, it's gonna be 25 to 30 minutes away as well. So really, in terms of location, it doesn't get much better than this. Some notable mentions is we have Mount Dora, only 10 minutes away from this community. I don't know if you've ever seen Gilmore Girls. My ex-girlfriend back in high school forced me to watch it, and it's like that kind of mom and pop's town that is just super cool. It's just a lot of mom and pop restaurants. And apparently they have like weekends where everyone's just walking around downtown drinking wine. But anyways, you guys we'll look into it and do future videos for you. Now, at the end of this video, I'm gonna make sure you guys have all the details you need to know about this property, the communities, the incentives, how much the house costs, what does your down payment need to look like, and all the crucial information that you guys wanna know. The name Satori literally means a moment of sudden clarity. Our job is to give you an immense amount of clarity on how the real estate process works, because I believe a confused mind is always gonna say no. So our job is to demystify this process and make it easy and understandable. And even if you're not looking to buy a home, this is good information to have. So with that, my friends, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the Coral Grand behind me is gonna have that nice traditional architectural style. You're gonna have that beautiful front patio. If you wanna drink that cup of coffee or tea in the morning, you can do so, especially enjoying the Florida weather. Like a day like today, it's sunny, it's bright, the birds are singing. It's just always nice to be in the Florida nature. And with that, my friends, let's go ahead and get inside. Now, stepping into the home, let's just refresh your memory really quick. This is 2,958 square feet. So this is a rather large home, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the very first thing I want to mention to you about this Coral Grand, and this is why people love this floor plan, is that here at the foyer, it's gonna go all the way to the top of the property. So you don't have a ceiling necessarily right here. It's gonna go all the way up to the second floor ceiling. So that's why it gives that grandiose feel when you step in this home. Below my feet, we're gonna have some upgraded tiles. In the bathrooms, we're gonna have a different tile. And then in the guest bedrooms, we're gonna have some cozy carpet. In the main house, we're gonna have just over 9-foot ceilings. And then upstairs, we're gonna have about a little over 8-foot ceilings as well. Now, as you step inside, to your left-hand side, you're gonna have your very first bedroom. Now, this is currently used as a sales office space, but as you can see, this is still a very spacious room. You can easily fit a king-size bed in here. You got 2 nice windows bringing in that natural light, and really, you got plenty of space to have a great guest room. Now, let's say we're stepping out of the guest room. Right over here, this is gonna be a wall. This is where your 2-car garage is gonna be. There's not gonna be access here. This is gonna be a wall, but I just wanna show you real quick. Now, if you follow me this way, this is actually gonna be a full bathroom, but just because this is a model home, they're using this as a half bath, but this is gonna typically have the toilet here, and then you're gonna have a tub or walk-in shower right over here. You are gonna have these scattered ceramic tiles. Now, as we continue through the foyer, is how they say it in France. This way, we're gonna have a flex room. Now, if you wanted to turn this into a bedroom, you could. There are certain homes that are gonna turn it into a 5-bedroom, but in my opinion, I think it's cool to have this office space, especially if it's just maybe 3-4 people living here. You can have a designated office space. You're gonna have a window facing the east side of the property. You're gonna have the nice French doors opening up and a beautiful guest bedroom. Now, across this way, this is gonna be the entrance and exit into the 2-car garage. And then this way, we're gonna have the laundry room. Now, some of the homes can come with appliance package, but really, that is what a realtor is here for, to negotiate things like this for our clients. You're gonna have a nice window, bring in natural light, a little bit of cabinet space above, and then a sink. One thing to mention, guys, and this is a big, big thing, is these doors are 8-foot doors, at least on the first floor. So that is something huge for you to know. Now, this is where the magic happens in the property. This is why people fall in love as well. This is the heart of the home. Here we're gonna step into the living room. We got the kitchen, we got the breakfast nook area, and truly you have it all. Now, they'd already designed this property, so you can already tell it's super cozy. You got tons of natural light. You got 2 windows facing the east side of the home. You're gonna have the sliding glass doors right over here, bringing in more natural light. Tray ceilings, all built-in LED lights. You do have a fixture to bring in that fan as well. I could sit here all day, to be honest. It is so cozy. But yeah, with that being said, you have all the options in the world. It's beautiful to see how they design it as well, because right here, they're gonna have a nice accent wall, and it's pretty inexpensive to do it if you find the right people, right? And those are things that us as realtors, we have tradesmen that can do these things at a very low cost. Yo tengo muchos amigos cubanos de mi familia que hace trabajo ahí muy bien y también barato. So tú ya sabes. For anybody who doesn't speak Spanish, I practically said I have a lot of family and friends who do a lot of good work for great prices, especially here in Florida. That's the Venezuelan side of me that just came out. Now here, stepping into the kitchen, personally, this looks incredible. You're gonna have the upgraded quartz countertop, the black farmhouse sink. You're gonna have the upgraded appliances with the built-in microwave and stove, the KitchenAid refrigerator, and then you're right over here, you're gonna have your gas stove, which is an absolute luxury here in Florida. For anybody who's not from Florida, most communities and areas, at least in Central Florida, is all gonna be electric. I can count the amount of communities with one hand that have gas. So it's something to take into consideration. When you got gas, appreciate it. If not, you gotta put a propane tank, hook it up to the house. Natural gas isn't very common, let's just put it that way. Right over here, you're gonna have your pantry space. Look at this, 8-foot door. All of our stuff's in here, so don't judge the pantry. And then right in here is gonna be our dining space. Now, this is a breakfast nook. If you don't have a big family, this is gonna work perfectly, right? Or if you do have a big family, you could easily fit an 8-10 person table here. And me personally, having Italian and Venezuelan parents, at the end of the day, we'd always sit down at the table, talk about our day, talk about our wins, talk about our losses, and then my dad would scream at us a little bit in Italian, and that'd be the day. So again, natural light, sliding doors from both the living room and the dining space, big window facing the south side of the home and the patio. And here we go. Now, stepping into the master bedroom, ladies and gentlemen, tray ceilings, 4 LED lights. I'm about to get cozy in here like this. This is great. Anyways, we're gonna have a big window facing the south side of the home. Massive bedroom. This is a king size bed. You could easily fit a California king if you wanted to set up your TV, but this gives you a really good idea. Now, stepping into the master bath, you got your double sink, mirrors, cabinet space down below with soft close, the doorless shower, which is caved in. There's something special about these caved in showers that just make me get excited to get ready in the morning. I don't know about you. Does anybody else feel that way? Like a caved in shower, you're just like, okay, I can't wait to shower. Anyways, here you're gonna have a linen closet, your private toilet right over here, and then you're gonna have your closet space right here. So now, my friends, we saw the downstairs. Let's go and take a look at upstairs. Follow me. Now, coming up the stairs and heading into the second floor, ladies and gentlemen, here we're gonna have the 8-foot ceilings, cozy carpet here in this loft area. So if you have a family, if you have kids, I imagine this is where the kids are gonna take over. But I'm a single guy. This would be like maybe an upstairs office, living room. I just have a big TV to watch all my Roma games and watch the Orlando Magic, get to the playoffs, first round every year. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're also gonna have a ton of windows in here. So 2 windows facing the north side of the home, 1 facing the west side. But really, you're gonna have tons of natural light in here as well. And that's something you can always appreciate about Pulte homes, is that they always take into consideration the natural light aspect of the home. We could turn off all the lights in the house during the day. As long as it's sunny, you won't need to turn on any of the lights. So that's something super cool about Florida and Pulte homes. It's a good match. Now, as we continue through the house, we're gonna step in this way into another guest bedroom. Now, you could see this is designed for your daughter, for the girls, and you got a good size space. This is gonna be about 12 by 11 feet, just to give you a perspective on the dimensions. 1 window facing the south side of the home. And then in here, you're gonna have a walk-in closet. So you're gonna have a good amount of space in here as well. Now, if we continue out, we're gonna head right across the hall, step into the brother's room. You're gonna have these nice skylights, 1 window facing the east side of the home. Again, 12 by 11 feet, really good size, guest bedrooms. And then right here, you're gonna have your sliding door. And then in between these 2 bedrooms, you're gonna have a guest bathroom that is gonna be shared between the 2 people. Quartz countertop, so you got the nice finishes, ceramic flooring that you saw, toilet, tub, ceramic to the top of the ceiling. And now, my friends, let's go take a look at the piece of land this property is on. By the way, this is a 65-foot home site, okay? We'll talk about it outside. Come on. Now, one of the coolest things as well is that you're gonna be able to have that indoor-outdoor integration. So if you open up the dining room, sliding glass doors in this, you screen in the lanai, you have an outdoor grill, you got the TV going. I mean, that's really what it's all about here in Florida, right? It's gonna be nice. You're gonna have pavers out back as well, covered lanai that extends out all the way out here. And truth be told, if you live in Florida, this is where you spend your evenings, right? If you got a patio like this, you're probably gonna be outside more than you are inside, especially when it's cooler in the mornings and evenings. And then, of course, in the winter time, I'd say from November all the way to even like early May, it is perfect weather. Right now it's May 20th, it's not even that hot. I think summer really starts to heat up June, July, August, September, and then it starts cooling down once again. Now, this is your 65-foot home site. It is really nice because this is a 2-story home. So even though it's 3,000 square feet, the square footage is stacked on top of each other. So you're gonna have more space if you wanna put that pool in, if you wanna put that outdoor grill. Me personally, I just bought a big green egg, so now I'm just smoking all my steaks and everything, and it's really fun. Now guys, we're in Florida. You can put your trees back here, get a mango tree back here, avocado tree. Might need to go through approval, but you know, those are things that can be done here in the state of Florida. So guys, let's get back inside. I'll get you all the details and let's do it. Okay, so here we are at the end of the video. Now let's go over all the nitty-gritty details. But before we get into the price, I just want to share a little bit about who we are here in the Central Florida area, what we do as a team, and how we help people. So first and foremost, the Satori Group, we're a real estate team of 9 high-level agents here dedicated to helping clients and making sure they have the best possible experience through the real estate transaction and their journey. So the team was initially called the Montiuti Group about 2 years ago when we started, and now we just transitioned into the Satori Group. And like I mentioned in the beginning, the word Satori means a sudden moment of clarity, of deep understanding, of almost enlightenment. And that is some of the feedback we get as a collective here on the team. Whenever people work with us, like, wow, we didn't understand how simple real estate actually is. And that's our goal with each and every transaction, to make sure everything is as easy to understand, to make sure everything goes as smooth as possible, and to make sure you guys are at the end of the day very happy with the best price and the best protection. Now, we have really strong core beliefs on this team, but 3 things we really focus on with everybody that we work with is, 1, we want to make sure we're showing you the best opportunities, right? Based off your needs, based off what you tell us you want, bed, bath, square footage, location, lifestyle, acreage, type of land, what you need close by. We're always going to make recommendations on different areas and then focus in on the different communities, homes, and also give you a good understanding of what we can negotiate for all these different places. So our first job is to show you the best opportunities that are going to fit the description and criteria you gave us, and we're also very adaptable to your needs. So if you tell us something a little unrealistic, we're going to say, hey, we could get you that, but it might be 100K more. Or if you drop bathroom and drop the acreage from a half acre to a quarter acre, you know, we can make it work. So we're always going to give you different criteria and be very upfront with you. The second thing we focus on is always negotiating the best possible deal, whether that's with a builder. We know a lot of builders in this area, and you know, we always look to get you the best deal. Whether you're selling a home, we want to market the property the best way possible to make sure we can get you a lot of opportunities in terms of offers. And we're always here to negotiate. Every single week we're having training sessions, making sure we're up to date with what's going on in the market. We're doing role playing for, you know, negotiations and everything to make sure, you know, when the time comes to negotiate, we're getting you the best possible deal and using all the tactics that we learned. And then lastly, we're here to keep your money safe. You work very hard for your money, so do we. And we want to make sure every dollar that you're spending on this transaction is safe, right? So we're going to show you all the contingencies in place to keep your money safe, and that is it. Now, if you're looking at the base price of this home, it's going to be around $530,000. Now, when you see a base price of a home in a community, you're going to have the base price, you're going to have structural options, you're going to have design studio, and then you're going to have your lot premium. So you have your base price, but then you're going to have 3 other costs involved in the home, especially if you're building from scratch. Now, right now they have a quick move-in home. A home that is finished, a home that is ready to go, ready to move into, and it is $624,000, ladies and gentlemen. So $624,000. Now, I talked to the sales rep, she's amazing, and she told us essentially that if you wanted to deck that property out with all the structural options, all the design options, you'd be looking all in $675,000. Now, if you're up in New York, or if you're in Miami or in California and you're seeing that price, and then you're like, whoa, I could build a pool for another 70K, and I'm gonna live right next to one of the hottest developments that are happening here in Central Florida. This property is gonna be worth over $1 million, at least within the next 7 to 8 years. And that's with all the amount of growth, especially with Wyld Oak. This is kind of once in a decade opportunity finding a development like this that's going to be going on. We're also going to be dropping the link into the Wyld Oak development, so if you want to check it out, make sure to look in the description below and you'll get all the details on what's going on in Wyld Oaks. The taxes in this area are going to vary. This is a new construction build, so we can't tell you for certain exactly what it is, but we're expecting anywhere from 1.4 to 1.6 millage rate. Let's just call it 1.5% millage rate. So 1.5% of the purchase price of the home is what you can expect to pay in taxes. Now, one of the best ways to get tax incentives is by doing something called the Florida Homestead Tax Exemption. If you're a resident here in the state of Florida for at least 1 year, you can deduct up to $50,000 off the taxable value of your home, saving you hundreds of dollars on your taxes per month, okay? Now, whenever you buy a house, you're gonna have two things: down payment and closing cost. With down payments, you can go as low as 3.5 with an FHA loan. Now, this is out of the FHA loan limit in Central Florida, so we're gonna scratch that, and we're gonna go strictly with conventional loan. That is going to be a minimum of a 3% down payment. Realistically, with a 3% down payment, it has very specific criteria, but for certain, you can do a 5% down payment on a conventional loan with the primary residence. So let's just do the math. 5% of, let's just say, the quick move-in, that's $624,000. That's going to be a down payment of $31,200. $31,200 would be your down payment on this home. Now, the benefits of working with a builder are that they always give incentives. So right now they're offering $20,000 in flex cash. Now, when you're buying a home, closing costs are typically around 3% of the purchase price of the home. So 3% of $624,000, that's gonna be about right under $19,000. Pulte is offering $20,000 in flex cash, meaning you can use that money towards your closing cost. You could use it to buy down your rate, or you could use it towards dropping the price of the home. You pick, but in my opinion, I would use it to wipe out your closing costs, so you just have to focus on your down payment. Also, is important to work with the right realtor, because what did I tell you in the beginning? Our job as real estate agents at the Satori Group are to get you the best possible deal. So just because they're offering it, we might say, hey, realistically, our clients need 25K and then we need 10K off the price. Just because they're a builder and they have set prices, we can still put in offers, right? But at the same time, it can't be a disrespectful offer. It has to be reasonable within the range. If the property's been on the market, maybe the builder's a little more motivated to sell it, hey, everybody's happy, the home gets sold and the buyers get a good deal. So those are things that we always look into. Maybe the washer and dryer, throw that in there. Those are always things we look to do. Go that little extra mile just so you guys are happy, and you're gonna notice it. Now, with that being said, if you want to buy this as maybe a secondary home, you're somewhere else and you want to get a nice property so you can vacation in Florida, you could buy it with as little as 10% down, which will be about $62,000. And then if you want to do a investment property, it would be about 20% down, which would be about 125 grand. Let's just call it that. Now, of course, if you're paying cash, cash is king in any real estate market. So if you have cash, that's always going to give you a little bit more power for negotiations, and your closing costs, instead of being 3%, they might be about 1% of the purchase price of the home. Now, the HOA is only $127 per month. You're going to get high-speed fiber internet. You're going to have a pool, a clubhouse. So you're going to have all the main amenities that you need with the relatively low HOA. And to be honest, if Wyld Oak is going to be right there and you can get a golf cart and just go ride over there, that is going to be, the biggest amenity, and you don't have to really pay for it. You just got to take the time to go, which will take 5-10 minutes on a golf cart. So guys, that is it. If anybody is interested in getting some more information about this community, of maybe even surrounding communities, this isn't, Pulte to me is a builder I can trust, but there are other builders in this area with different floor plans. Some of them have in-law units, there's dream home finders. So we really want to make sure we show you the best option that's going to work for you, right? If you're like, hey Renzo, I want to take a look in the area, I know for sure I want to be in this area, but I want to see all my options, that's great. We'll set up appointments, we'll talk about all the builders, we'll line up all the different closing costs and incentives that are being offered to make sure you know exactly what you can guess. And then I am going to give you my input based off the experience, the house, the community, the amenities, the build quality. I'll give you my expertise opinion on what I think is going to be the best deal for you, okay? Guys, I love you so much. If you want to contact us, our phone number is 407-250-9691. If you want to look at some maybe short form content, we have an Instagram page. We're putting a lot of cool videos up there to stay tuned with what's going on. Also, we have a website called satorirealestategroup.com. If you want to email us, whatever way of communication you want, we can make sure we accommodate. And like I mentioned, if you want to get on a Zoom call with me or one of the agents on the team, just make sure to reach out and we'll get to you guys right away. If you like this video, we got a lot more just like it. So make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.